An L&D Christmas Carol, a retelling by IDLance. On a cold winter's night, e-learning Scrooge, a crusty old stickler for outdated compliance training, sat alone in his chambers, muttering to himself, engagement metrics. Bah humbug. Suddenly, the ghost of an exhausted learner appeared wearing a most ponderous chain clasped about his middle. "You don't believe in me," cried the learner. "I don't," said Scrooge. "No one actually likes to learn." At this, the spirit raised a frightful cry and shook their chain with such an appalling noise that Scrooge held on tight to his chair to save himself from falling in a swoon. "I wear the chain I forged in life," shouted the ghost. "I made it hyperlink by hyperlink and yawn by yawn. Scrooge, your dull, lifeless training has trapped me and countless others in a cycle of boredom and burnout. Beware, for tonight you shall be visited by 3 spirits. Heed their lessons or learning and development shall remain lifeless forever." And with that, the ghost vanished, leaving Scrooge trembling in the dark. The clock struck midnight, and the first spirit arrived. The ghost of L&D passed. "Come, Scrooge," she commanded. "Rise and walk with me." The ghost showed Scrooge a training session from decades ago. Employees sat in a dull room, staring blankly at PowerPoint slides. Some yawned, others doodled in their notebooks. "Do you see, Scrooge?" said the ghost. "This is where it all began. You taught content at people instead of for them. You fixated upon mere outputs, heedless of true outcomes. No wonder their eyes glaze over so." Scrooge begged to move on. The ghost disappeared, and the clock struck 1. Suddenly, the ghost of L&D present appeared in a whirlwind of stress and flop sweats. "I am the ghost of L&D present," said the spirit. "Look upon me." The ghost showed Scrooge an L&D team scrambling to implement an AI-powered platform without a plan. They had outdated skills and were unable to fill the gap. Some were working with limited resources, while others were too slow to implement learning initiatives. This is your world, Scrooge. Rushed, disconnected, and overwhelmed. No joy, no mirth, no pleasure. Only tick boxes of tyranny and fossilized frameworks, a workforce stunted and starved, yearning for knowledge but fed on crumbs. Scrooge gasped, but before he could respond, the clock struck 2. The room grew dark as the ghost of L&D future appeared, shrouded in mist. The spirit spoke not, but pointed onward with its hand. A chilling vision unfolded before Scrooge's eyes. A world where L&D was a forgotten relic, replaced by soulless AI modules that churned out mindless, repetitive drivel. Employees, dispirited and disillusioned, were mere cogs in a machine, their potential stifled and their spirits broken. The spark of creativity and innovation had been extinguished, leaving behind a stagnant, unproductive, and joyless workforce. Scrooge fell to his knees. "Assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by an altered L&D strategy." The ghost vanished, and Scrooge awoke on Christmas morning, transformed. "I'll embrace innovation. I'll listen to learners. I'll create training that inspires and delivers impact. I will honor learning and development in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach." And true to his word, Scrooge introduced AR simulations, collaborative learning experiences, and meaningful metrics that proved the value of L&D to everyone. He collected learner feedback and lightened his burden by outsourcing tasks to vendors like IDLance. Wink, 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 wink. And so Scrooge kept the spirit of transformation alive, proving that even the most serious of departments can find new life if they only dare to change. Can I stop narrating this dumb story now? Who thought it was a good idea to adapt Charles Dickens anyway? The story barely makes any sense and is entirely anachronistic in more ways than I can currently process. Silly humans.